fucking cushion. Oh my God, stay still. Jesus. Jesus Cristo with this. Good night. All right, let's fucking go.
Ooh, yeah, dig it.
Yeah. Hey, yo. I'm Travis. This is Josh, and you're watching Dropping the Elbow, dude.
Ooh, yeah, dig it.
We ain't got a limit, ballin' like a scrimmage. Pushing up and rented, and you know it's tinted. I'm just waiting on a call, cause we know you finished. Whole team about to get it like we want to pin it.
Welcome back to another episode of Dropping the Elbow, DTE. I'm Travis. We got Josh here, of course. And today we're going to break down. I want to talk about the Eddie Kingston versus CM Punk.
Oh, we're going right into it.
I want to go right into it, man. The Eddie Kingston versus CM Punk promo that happened on Rampage. I'm excited. See, we've been saying for a while now. We need a serious feud with Punk. We need a rivalry where he's fired up. He's cutting promos, and this is exactly what's happening with him and Eddie Kingston. And I remember when they teased it a week ago on Rampage, when they got into each other's faces backstage, I was like, man, just think of all the promos that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
if anything, we knew it was going to happen. Eddie Kingston's the guy. He's also great on the mic. That we knew that CM Punk, who's also great on the mic. We're just like, yeah, these promos are going to be great. And sure enough, like their first promo face-to-face, Eddie Kingston, I feel like he brought that out of CM Punk. Because, I don't know, I feel like he did bring it out of CM Punk, because when CM Punk first started, they were both on each other's corners. And CM Punk was relaxed, as relaxed can be. But Eddie Kingston started getting a little fired up. And he started poking the bear in CM Punk. And then CM Punk actually started coming back. So that was good to see.
I think he was fired up the whole time. Eddie Kingston was ready to go, dude. It's funny because I feel like you can see the intensity there. Like, I don't know what the actual real-life legitimate beef is between these two guys, but you can tell that there is a little bit there. And if there isn't, they did a really great job making you believe that there was.
I feel like everything they said was true.
Yeah, I think it was, dude. But you can tell they're both still trying to be professional and like, you know, not cross over into being unethical, unprofessional, and the whole like promo and all that kind of stuff. Because let's just say these dudes hate each other's guts. They still went about it pretty nicely. And then when they got into the brawl, I mean, they were throwing punches and whatever, but it didn't look like they were actually legitimately trying to like kill each other. So, but it looked like they were trying to kill each other. But you can tell it looked like it was in the way of a professional wrestling way, not like a hey, real life, I'm gonna like, you know, rip your head off kind of thing.
As the promo was going, I was hearing, you know, the shots back and forth. I was like, oh, that was a good shot, yeah. But, like, as I'm hearing it, I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, Eddie's got to say something about him leaving wrestling.
Yeah.
I was like, he's got to. He's got to. It's going to pop up. I know it is. Then they're like, all right, see you at Full Gear. Punk is almost leaving the ring. I was like, oh, no? All right, and then Eddie Kingston was like, hold on. And he's just like... He's like, I don't want you quitting for 7 years. And pop,
dude,
headbutt.
Hey, man,
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, like it's crazy because you can tell these are not scripted promos because of the way they keep like talking over one another.
You know, I was saying that to my friend. I was like, you can just tell the drastic change of the mic work between WWE and AEW. You knew CM Punk threw out whatever the writers gave him in WWE, and he just said what he had to say. Pretty sure that's how it goes in AEW. They just say what they have to say, and you can tell that's. Really, they're just, talking over each other and everything. They wanted to get their punches
exactly,
in. It was good.
Because WWE, it's like, hey, this is what I have to say. When it's done, this guy talks now. When that's done, this guy talks now.
You want to get old, shamelessly. What's my line?
Yeah, and of course, with unscripted promos, you're gonna get a lot of guys sometimes sort of stumble on their words or kind of mispronounce things, or you know what I mean, or like take a second to think about the next thing they're gonna say, because it's off the top, you know. So I don't know, that promo to me, and I was telling someone this already, that like that segment alone on Rampage was my favorite segment I think I've seen on Rampage since, other than Punk coming back from being out of wrestling for 7 years, but that one alone of just them going back and forth, that's the most excited I felt watching a Rampage in a long time.
I mean, didn't Britt Baker have one?
With Ruby Soho.
I think that
was
it.
That on?
Yeah.
That was on Rampage. I think
that was a good one.
That was great. I'm gonna be brutally honest, man. Like, Rampage is very hard to watch, not because it's bad quality, but it's because it's at a time of the night where you're already run down. I mean, like, you've gone through a whole week, whether you've gone to work or whatever it is you've done throughout the whole week. Friday night, everybody likes to unwind, relax, and by the time, like, I won't watch anything else. I don't even watch SmackDown. I'll just put on. I'll wait until 10 o'clock for Rampage. And I can, like, honestly, last night, because today's Saturday, last night when I was watching, I was like, I'm going to make it through the whole show. I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to do it. Bro, after that segment, right before the main event of Silver versus Cole, I fell asleep. Like, I was already passing out, dude. Like, I was fired up. How can I go from being fired up for the Eddie Kingston and Punk thing as soon as commercial break hits?
It's just the hours of the show.
It's rough, man. And 11 o'clock is not even really that late. Like, 10:30 is not really that late. But when you get older...
you get older.
You get older.
And you have to wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yes.
You know, it's,
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Friday.
It catches up. No, but it catches up.
Because you woke up 3 or 4 on Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you just...
I've been up.
You're running a marathon.
Hey, it's hard. I would love if Rampage can switch the time that they do their stuff. That'd be great. You know, I feel like that's going to happen eventually.
It should.
Especially when AEW Dynamite moves over to TBS, I think beginning of January. I feel like they might bring Rampage over too. So who knows?
Well, I'm going back to that promo. I just remembered something CM Punk said, and I was just like, damn. And that was when he was like, Full Gear? I don't know about Full Gear. He's like, but how about maybe something like Elevation or Dark, something up your speed.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, he just broke him right there.
Hey, man, I loved that whole segment. It was perfect. And it did give you WWE vibes with the whole, like, referees running down, locker room running down, fucking everybody up, whatever. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, no, don't go the WWE way. But
what other way is there?
Yeah, I know, it worked. It worked. It worked how it was. But
just let them duke it out until the show goes off?
I mean, no, because, like, you know, every time there's a segment like that with WWE, that happens every time. Like, you get the whole locker room out there separating them and stuff like that. I just hope AEW doesn't continue to keep doing that.
Guaranteed if it was like a face and a heel, the heel would like roll out the ring and go up the ramp. But since they're both like, you know, good with the crowd, it's like they don't want to look weak. Neither want to look weak or cowardly.
So this is what I wanted to ask you. Good thing you brought that up. Who is the good guy, bad guy in this thing? Is there one, or is this one of those situations where the crowd loves both and it's just going to be like a good guy versus good guy? Or, I mean, these guys are both very edgy people, so maybe it's bad guy versus bad guy. Like, I mean, but the crowd loves them.
I guess it just bases off how strong each one of their fan bases is.
Yeah.
Because if CM Punk, he has more fans than Eddie does, then, you know, they're going to root for Punk.
You can tell during that promo, like when Eddie was all fired up and Eddie was bringing up good points and saying great stuff. And when he was doing that, you could tell the crowd started chanting. You could hear them. They started chanting for Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. And then Punk would retaliate. And then the crowd started chanting Punk, Punk. Like, I mean, like, it was just like back and forth. I'm excited.
They could do it. They could do it.
I'm excited for Full Gear, man. Like,
I mean, I'm not saying they're the star caliber of like The Rock and John Cena, but like they were both faces.
Yeah.
It's just the fans have to choose which one. That's it. I mean, it's still. I kind of like that. You know, it's less predictive that way. Because if it was any other tournament, we'd be like, all right, well, he's got to win because he's a face, and the next person who's going to win has got to be a heel. Well, this time you have Punk and Kingston.
Yeah.
You know, but they weren't in a tournament. But I'm saying is that like the face versus face thing, it still works.
Yeah.
It's just it's less predictive of what the matchups could be.
And luckily for us, they're both very edgy characters. You know what I mean? They're borderline like heels basically with the stuff they say and you know how aggressive they can be. So it works. I mean, the fans are. I'm excited for it, dude. And I've been dying for something like this for CM Punk. I've been dying for something for us to finally invest into. You know what I mean? Like
other than just coming out and saying I have a problem with this guy. Let's face each other.
See, like the whole Punk coming out every week and doing the interviews in the ring where he would just like pander to the crowd and all that kind of stuff. He's all happy and go lucky, all that kind of stuff. It's fine, but only after a while it's gonna get a little repetitive. Yeah. And we've been waiting. Like, let's get a rivalry. And I've been saying to people like, that's fine. He's here to put over the young guys. Eddie's not a young guy, but well, he's a young guy, but not relatively speaking when it comes to wrestling. So, putting over young guys, I said that's fine if he wants to wrestle the young guys, put him over, whether he wins or lose. But can we at least get a rivalry with a young guy? Can we at least get Punk delivering these type of promos with a young guy? You know what I mean?
I feel like this would work a lot better if Punk was a heel or if he turned heel.
Yeah, but he's so hot right now.
Well, like if he got into a rivalry with like Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, I'm hoping that
if he was a heel.
when that comes, I'm hoping they actually have what Eddie Kingston and Punk had last night, like a battle of words, a one-upsmanship kind of thing, and it's not straight up just like, hey, Jungle Boy, I want to wrestle you. You know what I mean? Like we got to
Punk would eat him alive on the mic.
Yeah, I heard Jungle Boy did a little. He spoke a little bit during the. Might have been last night when Christian Cage and Jurassic Express challenged Super Click.
Like
for
you said, I mean, Rampage is hard to watch.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
So
I saw the segment of Punk and Kingston. That's it.
Yeah, like they had a backstage segment where it was Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus, and they challenged Super Click for a match at Full Gear. And Jungle Boy got on the mic. Shivani was doing the interview.
I'll tell you. Oh wait, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and Jungle Boy sounded okay, but you can tell his experience is not there yet.
I was thinking about this the other day, and when is a good time? Like, if they are, should they break up like this whole Super Click thing?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's only so far you can go with it before you start running out of stuff or you're not going anywhere with it. I'm just saying, like, it would be nice to see like Adam Cole branch out of that, and the Young Bucks before they even formed it, they were doing great.
Yeah,
it would be nice to see them. Yeah, it would be nice to see them break up, but I still love them together.
Yeah, I'm all for keeping factions together. You know, I mean, you talk about New Day and in WWE, they've been together. They were together before they just separated Big E from them, but they were together for years, and normally you don't see that, especially for WWE. But as far as AEW, I think right now the Elite is working. I mean, the thing is, too, there's so many people on that show, and they're still bringing in more. Speaking of, WWE just released 18 or so people a couple days ago, and you got to know that at least 4 or 5 of those big names are going to be coming over to AEW.
You know, one of them was Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And I heard that Keith Lee had attitude problems in the backstage, as if like he didn't want to job out to people like at all, like even on NXT. So I guess that played a factor into it.
Yeah, I feel like that's more of like trying to paint him into being a bad person, where it makes us see it the way you're looking at it right now. You know what I mean? I don't want to say that's wrong because I obviously don't know, but to me, the things that I've heard about Keith Lee, the thing is too, if you look at Keith Lee, he really shouldn't be jobbing out anyway. This guy's big.
Well, yeah,
he's a big dude. I mean, this is a main event type of guy. Now, if it's just him standing up for himself and giving his ideas and they're getting shot down, but people are saying he has attitude problems about it, then that's a different story. But if he's legitimately going back there and refusing to lose to anyone, then that's a problem. So I don't know what it is. I feel like it's partly WWE trying to make him seem like he's a problem backstage. You know what I mean? This is the first I've ever heard of Keith Lee being a problem. And that's one of the names I'm thinking. If Keith Lee comes over to AEW, Killer Cross, if he comes over to AEW, that's adding 2 more big-time guys now. So it's like, you know what? Keep the Elite together for a little while. You know what I mean? See what happens. Because I feel like when Adam Cole breaks off, and you know he's gonna, when Adam Cole breaks off, we're gonna have some battles with Kenny Omega and Adam Cole, dude.
Yeah.
Like those are gonna be
I heard
insane.
I heard that Will Ospreay showed up at an AEW event.
Oh, I didn't even think about to bring this up, dude. Ring of Honor releasing all of their people.
That too, yeah. Ring of Honor's.
Ospreay's there, right? Or am I thinking wrong? Is he there?
I think he was in Japan.
Okay. Well, I know he works with Ring of Honor to some extent, I think. Yeah. We love professional wrestling. A lot of our focus is on AEW and WWE. We know other names, we know other people, but sometimes it's hard to keep track of like where everyone's at. So, our bad if we don't know where Ospreay is. We know how good he is, though. That's for sure. We've seen him before. He's great. And if he's part of Ring of Honor and they're releasing all of the contracts, you got to wonder where Ospreay's going.
I'll say, yesterday I decided to watch the rerun of NXT 2.0, and it was all right, I guess.
From this past week?
Yeah.
It
was all right. Like, Mandy Rose came out. She was talking. She had
Champ
the title.
now.
Yeah, she had the title. And you had her, I guess she has a stable. I didn't know that. It's kind of crazy. I haven't watched it. She has,
Damn, it's been that while.
Yeah.
Huh?
What was it, like Toxic? Or something like that? Toxic something?
Fatal, Toxic something. I don't know.
Something like that.
Whatever,
I don't know. But it was a pretty good segment there.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of wrestling. It sucked. But I saw that Kyle O'Reilly was in a match. Isn't his contract up like next week or something like that?
Next month, I think.
This is what I was getting at. I mean, Kyle O'Reilly, his contract's coming up too, so he might go to AEW.
Fish is there, Cole's there.
Yeah, Fish and Cole are there, so Even if it's just O'Reilly and Fish, that'd be pretty cool.
What if it became O'Reilly, Fish, and Cole versus the Elite, though?
That'd be nice. Yeah. I was thinking,
Sign me up, bro.
I was thinking it would be cool if they kind of brought something like the Wyatt family, too. I don't know. It's probably an unpopular opinion, but just like...
Not for me.
Like Bray Wyatt or, Bray Wyatt, they signed Braun to get Rowan.
Yeah. And they can kind of do it in honor of like Brody.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I mean, it can't...
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. I'm all right with that. Obviously, they can't go as Wyatt family, but they'll think of something. Have you heard of Danhausen?
Yes, yeah.
Dude, I like that guy, man.
Yeah.
He just had surgery on his foot or his leg or something I just saw. But I hope that he gets signed by... I got to say AEW, man. I'm just saying... Because there's some people you see and you're just like, man, that's perfect for AEW. And then if you see that same person and you're like, WWE would screw that up. That same person.
Yeah, they screw everything up.
How do they screw up Karrion Kross, dude?
They screwed up. I think they broke up Undisputed Era too early.
I didn't like that. That's around the time I stopped watching.
I feel like they broke up Bray, the Wyatt family too. They shouldn't have done that at all. They do. WWE does a lot of questions.
Dude, and then they'll have Peyton Royce and Billy Kay, and they'll break them up and try them out as single stars for 2 weeks, and then they give both of them new partners. Why? What was the point, dude?
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense, man.
What I'm saying is that, all right, so AEW, with all the signings, obviously, we're not managing this company, but, apparently they know what they're doing. So I don't think they would sign anyone that wouldn't have any impact on the show or anything. So, Bobby Fish, we thought that, what are they really going to do with Bobby, But he's over here. He's wrestling a lot. I see him on Dark. I see him facing Punk. He's doing things. Bobby Fish is doing things. They're getting him in the mix. He's probably not winning a lot. He's probably not going for much champions. But he just started. Also, AEW with Tony Nese. I saw his match on AEW Dark. It was against Fuego del Sol, and it's amazing how much Tony Nese is he could do. He really is the premier athlete. Does springboards. He's a powerhouse. He's all over the place. I loved seeing him wrestle again.
I'm gonna make a prediction here that I just thought of right now. When AEW moves over to TBS, and if let's just say they bring Rampage over, I think, at least what I think is a good idea to do, is they do their version of a draft. Not even if it's not, you don't make it on TV, you at least split the roster.
They'll probably just name it something else besides draft.
Yeah, even if they don't go, hey, my number one pick is this guy. Even if they just have a behind the doors kind of draft, none of us get to see it. And Dynamite has their own roster and Rampage has their own, because you got so many great names and big time stars on these shows, man. You can split it up.
I feel like that might be the goal for them.
That might be. I mean, why are they stacking up so much?
They're stacking up a lot of guys, and I think if they did bring in another show, they have to bring in another title, in my opinion.
That's fine, though. I think that's great.
Another title, because you just can't have the TNT, AEW, and then the rest are women's belts and tag team belts.
Yeah.
I feel like what's saving them now is other companies' belts, like the AAA tag team
coming in.
I think that's what's saving them right now. They need another title for superstars to go for. That's what I think.
I really think that's going to happen. Just think about it. You could have CM Punk on one show, and then as the top guy, and then you can have Bryan Danielson on the other as the top guy. You know what I mean? And then that whole rest of the roster falls not in line.
Don't fall in line.
They fall on in that same bracket. I mean, I feel like that's going to happen. At least I hope it does, because 1 hour of Rampage is cool.
Friday at 10.
Not cool.
Not cool.
So I hope it happens.
I do. Is it better off on YouTube, Dark?
I don't know,
because I watch Dark.
I wouldn't watch it though.
I watch Dark.
Yeah.
Whenever, I
wonder what the viewership numbers are for that though.
Yeah, I know, but what's the viewership for Rampage?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's probably better off to put on a different day and on YouTube at a better time, maybe.
Maybe.
Everyone can watch it. It's on YouTube. You don't need cable or anything. So
yeah, I don't know. So what happened on Dynamite, dude? I'm so fired up from that bit. I don't even remember. So John Moxley ended up having to get taken out of the tournament on AEW Dynamite, and we were played. By the way, shout out to John Moxley, man. Big time John Moxley fans here. Hope he gets better. I feel like he will. He's a strong-minded dude. I feel like he could pull through and get through.
So much strong-minded that he checked himself in.
Right, yeah.
So he knows what's up.
And before something very tragic happened, well, at least that we all know of, usually it takes something tragic for that type of decision to be made by somebody. I'm assuming he probably was just like, look, man, I got a daughter. There's some things going on in life that I probably shouldn't be doing anymore. This is one of them. I want to be around for her. So, shout out to Jon Moxley for doing that.
Probably doesn't want to fit in that mold because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of wrestlers who had drinking problems and also had a wife and they're having kids. And it didn't really work out for them. So I'm pretty sure Moxley is aware of that, and that's why he did that. But, so I guess what CM Punk said really that day when Moxley did go, I think that summed it up pretty good. You know, it's one of the most hardest things to do, but is also one of the most courageous things to do, and that's to ask for help. And
very cool to see Punk do that, by the way, because he even mentioned in that promo that he and John are not like best friends or really close or anything, but it's still cool for him to shout out like that. Obviously, especially because you know Punk is straight edge, and I think it makes him happy to see people getting help if they are, you know, drinking and all that kind of stuff. So that's cool. But anyway, Moxley was taken out of the tournament for the championship, and so enters Miro. And
faces orange.
I thought Miro was a good choice. I mean, Miro...
It was a good choice. He was TNT championship for a while. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Dominant. I mean, he's not like he's a slouch in the ring. Like,
now say if he wasn't chosen,
right?
I think Miro would kind of be like...
Well, yeah, like, what the hell?
Did you not see my whole TNT championship run? Like, I feel like I do deserve it.
Yeah,
you know?
and I like his...
anymore.
I like his backstage vignettes, the whole Redeemer thing. Yeah, and all that. That's pretty cool.
To be honest, that is the best I've seen Miro.
Yeah.
Or even Rusev ever doing anything.
Yeah, I agree.
When he was Rusev, he had that whole Bulgarian thing. And he was with the League of Nations or whatever. No matter what he did in the past.
By the way, League of Nations, underutilized. I mean...
Yeah,
bro.
they so messed that up.
Great guys in there.
Yeah, how do you have Del Rio, Barrett, Sheamus, and Rusev and not do anything with them?
Come on, I was excited for that group. I was like, this is going to be sweet.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Miro, out of everything he's done that I've seen, this is the best he's been.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got his vignettes down. I didn't like when he first came in with the whole game over kind
best
of
man.
Best man thing. But, like, his song has changed. His whole personality changed.
Yep.
I wonder if that would have happened if Kip Sabian was no longer, because Kip Sabian's injured.
Yeah,
I wonder if they would have done that. You know,
I don't know. I don't think so. I think he would have been with him still.
I'm thinking if Kip comes back, Miro is going to feud with him.
They could. Yeah, I could see that.
Or Kip is going to come back as like a face,
right,
and try to start with Miro.
Yeah,
but he's going to fail miserably.
Well, with the result of the Miro versus Orange Cassidy, Miro wins. Great. It was a great match. Something about AEW that I love. More times than not, they're gonna put on at least one or two, maybe three, like high quality star matches on their shows on free TV. Like,
yeah,
I mean that's amazing. That's one of the reasons why they have such a good following. So we're gonna get Bryan Danielson versus Miro at Full Gear. Whoever wins that will face the winner of Omega and Hangman Page. I think it's gonna be Hangman, but it also will trip up the whole thought process of putting a babyface of Hangman Page versus a babyface of...
That's what I'm saying.
Bryan Danielson.
When I said it earlier, it's like you really don't know, because we really could get Bryan Danielson versus Hangman in the finals.
And like it could.
It could. But that's the thing. If this is WWE, we'd be like, that's not happening. We already know. We shot it down.
See, I don't think it's a good idea to put Hangman versus Bryan, only because Bryan has such a huge following and backing.
So what do you do?
You can't. I don't think Miro is going to beat Bryan Danielson. So originally I was thinking that Hangman was going to beat Omega. Flat out just thought it was going to happen. But now, seeing how the bracket has shaped up and figuring out that Bryan has a chance, I'm thinking maybe Omega finds a way to cheat to win.
Here's a thought.
Keeps the title.
Here's a thought. And maybe this could be a unique way to get it all into one. How about Hangman and Bryan Danielson, they go the time limit. It results in a draw. We've seen one already this year. What if we saw another one and it makes it a triple threat for the championship? That's a way to get out of your situation that I think is a problem. But
yeah,
I could still see Bryan Danielson and Hangman Page going at it, and Hangman gets the win
over Bryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that would be huge for Hangman. That might be the process. That might be the mindset here.
How much more of a believable guy would you have?
Right.
You know, he just beat he just beat Bryan Danielson after Danielson and Omega just couldn't pin each other.
Yep.
Why not? Why not let him? If he beat Bryan,
elevates him.
That says, he really could beat Omega.
Yeah, that could be what happens. I mean, that honestly, you know what? After you said that actually, I could actually see that happening. My only thing was that Brian has barely. I think he's lost one match, and I think it was a tag match. Like it's just like they obviously have this run going with Brian.
I mean, if Hangman's going to be the champion,
yeah,
who better to beat Danielson than the guy who is going to be the champion?
Right.
He's so hot.
Exactly. That's like with sports. If like your team gets eliminated in the playoffs, and that team that beat you in the playoffs wins the championship, you're just like, well, it was destined to be. Like, exactly. I mean, at least no one was going to stop them. You know what I mean? Maybe this is one of those things. If Hangman beats Brian and he beats Hangman, or beats Omega, you're just like, well, this is just what it's supposed to be. Hangman, no one was going to stop him. He's too hot right now.
And if he beats Brian, maybe a potential rematch for the championship later on.
Right. Yeah. Interesting to see. I can't wait for Full Gear next weekend. We are going to review that show. We got to review that show and react to it for sure.
Special edition of Wicked Bitter. Dropping the elbow.
Dropping the elbow, baby. Hey, before we go, yesterday, before Rampage, I picked up John Moxley's new book, man. I'm excited to read this. And just a little history, I never read books. And I never buy books. So I really wanted to buy this one.
Never does.
Never. I really wanted to buy this one.
Never.
Even before the whole thing about him checking in to get help and stuff, this was something I definitely wanted to listen or read. I listened to the Jericho's podcast with Moxley on there, and he talked about the book a little bit, and then it even made me want it even more. So I had to make sure yesterday I had to go out and get it.
To be honest, when that came out, when I saw the commercial, I was watching Dark when I saw it. When I was watching AEW Dark, that popped up, and I was like, I was with Christian at the time. I was like, I have to get that.
Yeah, man.
I was like, I have to get, just reading about this guy's career, what he's been through, and what he has to say, I just really want to figure that out. So I definitely will be getting a copy too as well, because I need to read that. What
really attracts me to this book is he's mentioned that it's his words. No editor went in there and changed up how he says things or why he says things. He said the only way he's making this book is if they use his exact words, leave it as is, and that makes me want to read it even more. Yeah. So go check out that book. I haven't read it yet, but from everything I've heard, it's amazing. I can't wait to read it, and I will let you guys know how it is. And Josh is also going to get a copy as well, or just read mine when I'm done, or whatever. We could figure it out.
That works.
Yeah, whatever.
Save $20.
Anyway, yeah, let's. That shit was $30, man.
30.
30.
You can get it on Amazon for 20.
I know, I saw that, but I wanted to go. I wanted to go in person and buy it, man.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to. And there's a thing about this. The first run of these books, on Moxley said on page 126, there's a misprint. And he said he was freaking out about it. And he said that his publisher said the second run and beyond will not have that misprint. So I feel pretty sweet having this one because it's kind of like
the first one.
This is the first run, yeah. So it's pretty cool that the misprint is in here. As soon as I got the book off the shelf, I went to the page. I was like, does it have it? Does it have it? And it does, and it's awesome. It doesn't make any sense because it's a misprint, but it's cool. It doesn't really mess up how the story goes or the book or anything. It's just a one-word thing. But that's why I really wanted it, was because I wanted to see, it's kind of cool to have, like a novelty later on.
Actually, it has some value to it.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's our episode today. Let's wrap it up. We're gonna watch Full Gear, obviously together, and we're gonna come back here and let you guys know about it, what we think about it, and
what if
I'm pumped for that pay-per-view, dude? What? Say it, bro.
What if the Super Click turns on Kenny Omega at Full Gear
to cost him
the championship to Hangman? Just saying. Hey, watch Full Gear.
Yeah.
See if I'm right.
Let us know what you think. If you think Josh might be onto something here, let us know who you want to win these matches at Full Gear, because there is a lot of good ones that we didn't even come close to covering. But you guys keep doing your thing, man. We were very appreciative of everybody who watches and comments and subscribes and likes and shares, all that kind of stuff. It's very cool to see, because I'm not used to something like that. It's very cool. And we try to get back to all the comments. Definitely want to do that. Yeah. So
put us over.
Put us over, man. Hey, if you're new to this channel, join our faction, bro. Hit the subscribe button. Be with us, man. Let's grow this wrestling community together, dude. For sure. And until next time, this is Travis. Josh, you've been watching DTE. Dropping the elbow.